All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. Man, it is hard to not think of TTOO and this entire time frame that we're looking at. I remember not even knowing what TTOO was, this initial test in July, that crazy run through September, and then obviously the reverse split after. Like, this was honestly one of my favorite trades of the year, and I'm bringing it up because I'm not sure if we should be talking about gap fill opportunities or not. All right, so you know I am not here to be a fanboy. This was a very hot fanboy stock for a while, right? And I think a lot of people, man, there's so many thoughts in my head, right? But more than anything, like I said, it seems to be setting up, and that's really what we're here to talk about, all right? From there, I'm going to cover SOUNDHOUND, and look, SOUNDHOUND is all about NASDAQ, all right? Like, NASDAQ's not looking good right now. Look at that. Boom, last 3 days, right? Friday, Monday, Tuesday. That's scary. And believe me, SOUNDHOUND, it's you can only expect so much when that happens, all right? But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll talk about the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here and giving me your time, I am so grateful for it, all right? So I don't know if you fast forwarded to this part or not, all right? But look, there are stocks where it's almost impossible to hold in your emotions. I was at a loss for words and giggling like a schoolgirl, right? Like, I remember the dude, like, this was a big, it was, if I'm not mistaken, from 8 cents all the way up to 64, almost a nearly 8x move. Like, this was trade of the year, right? Like, this is what we're here for, right? Like, this is catching that giant marlin if you're in Florida or whatever. I'm not going to make some stupid fishing jokes, right? But like, man, the flip side is no joke. Look, you know I always talk about red into green, and that's what I'm about to talk about for sure. But there are 2 sides of every coin, and green can really quickly turn into red, right? So there's always the 2 ends of the stick, and then look, reverse splits are death, man. You always hear me say that. I don't care if it's 3 letters, 4 letters, or 5 letters, right? And you know, it's funny because I just recorded a CGC video, and look, CGC just had a reverse split literally not that long ago, and I always say, look, I don't care if it's 1 for 10, I don't care if it's 1 for 100 like we saw right here, right? Reverse splits, reverse split, it's all bad in my book. In my general opinion, it takes about 2, maybe 3 months to maybe forget about it and maybe try to make a recovery. Now, I stress maybe because you have your MULNs out there, right? That, I mean, geez, I think I got to still go back. No, this was it. You have your first one, you have your second one, you have your third one. Arguably that entire time, there was never any real moments of recovery, right? So, like, believe me, nothing's guaranteed on anything. You know that, right? But in my back of the head, reverse splits are very bad. It takes a few months for the people to maybe forget, and then maybe we'll start talking recovery. And look, one big difference between this one and MULN, the gap. Okay, MULN, if you look at it, the entire time is connected. There's a little baby gap right there. That's kind of it, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there are no crazy gaps. TTOO has a gap, and I mean, beyond this little insignificant single green candle, which obviously is what I drew this line on, there's nothing. And behind that nothing is nothing beyond green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 right? So like there's a lot to like because of that, all right? And what's starting to catch my eye? Really, it's volume. I think this is the biggest thing that's catching my eye. We'll talk about the moving averages shortly, right? But green, 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 little baby red, oh my goodness, kind of insignificant reds. What am I trying to say? Since this day, since the middle of December, people are buying and holding. It's not like I'm seeing a good little green candle and then everyone's dumping it, right? Like this is bigger than this, right? On this day, this doesn't cancel it out. It's not like all these people bought it right here and then they just dumped it right here. Let's make a flip. Nothing comes even close to this single day being dumped off, right? Like people have been buying and accumulating for the last almost month, you can say, right? Because we said December 14th. We're actually not that far from January 14th, right? So I like that. To me, that's where it starts. Volume is king. And when it looks like people are starting to buy and hold, that's good, all right? Look, it's been difficult to like do anything with this 50, especially if we just like look right here. I mean, we're coming nowhere near that 50 line. All of a sudden, we're starting to get over it, and the days that are over it are more nice green candles than red ones as well. So a good amount to like on volume. And really, what are we starting to do? We're starting to use the 8 moving average. Look at that, right? Like almost lost it. No. We decide to hold it. You gotta know. In my opinion, this is a phrase I use often. We're not here playing roulette. All right. This is not some brainless little plastic circle of a ball rolling around randomly. The stock remembers. All right. The stock knows how to use the 8 and the 20 to bounce and bounce and bounce for months and months, for almost 2 entire months, literally holding the 8, can't hold it, we'll use the 20. Holding the 8 and the 20, just holding the 8 like a champ, right? Like I like a stock that knows how to do it. All right. And it remembers it knows how to do it. All we need is a little bit more. And again, just kind of zooming out too much, and I apologize, but this is a stock that knows how to bring volume. Obviously with the reverse split, like the numbers change, but this thing was pushing, I gotta do Lenovo stuff, sorry. This thing was pushing 400 million shares a day not that long ago. I know, I remember that. I gotta believe you remember that if you're watching this, right? So to me, I will, and I actually said this, if I'm not mistaken, give me a second, TTOO, right here. Come on. I'm not that good at this, dude. You would think I would practice before I do it, but I don't. Come on, there we go. Closing at or better than 262 was my goal today. We didn't quite do that. I wanted to come just a little bit higher. Just give me a little bit higher on this thing, and I would have felt more comfortable. But hey, we're at least back over the 8. I think what I'm looking for now at this point, where are we with that? Nice. Where are we with that? Nice. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. 644. I want tomorrow to close around 640, 644. Obviously, better would be great. If we can do that, we're going to start to think we're going to take out the 7 line. Listen, this 7 line will be difficult to break. I often say the gap fill border, the line between here and, oh my gosh, red, nothingness, this is a hard line to break. Sometimes it's even harder to break than it should be, but I like a MACD that's positive. I like an RSI that looks like it's ready to rebound, hopefully go from 68 to maybe 80, maybe even a little higher for all we know, right? Because again, I remember this thing was pushing the 90s not that long ago. This thing was pushing, yeah, we'll just look at it here. But yeah, right here, like we've made the runs into the 84, 89s. Like it knows how to get up there, right? So there's a shot here, all right? Let's see what happens. We really need confirmation. 644 is what I'm looking for tomorrow, all right? Where are we on the weekly? Look, again, kind of the same thing I'm seeing, right? Red, green, red. Could be a nice little green. Listen, I think $12 is a very, very aggressive target, all right? That said, break the 8, you go to the 20, right? And we're talking about weeks on this, right? But yeah, I'm hoping for 7. After 7, I'd love to get to maybe 9. I think from there we'll talk again. You know what I mean? I think 12 is a little aggressive. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, even if you disagree. Let's get into SOUNDHOUND. And not the way I wanted to start the day, to say the least. Start the year, excuse me, right? Like there was a lot to like on the AI sector, right? I made the video. BBAI was flashing well. Bullfrog was flashing well. The issue, and I started the video off with it, right? NASDAQ. That's a bad NASDAQ, all right? I mean, we're under the 8. We're under the 20, sitting right here, right now. Green, 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 green turns into red, 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 right? And look, I don't know if we're going to fall all the way down here. There's definitely a good little horizontal right here around 14,250. I obviously have my line right here, and I don't think I'm going to move it. We'll just leave it right there, right? But 50 is working its way up, right? I think 14,250 looks very realistic actually here, because that's a scary MACD, that's a scary RSI. They both look the same, right? Volume's actually been not too fantastic the last while, so NASDAQ's looking scary. And look, end of the day, you can only do so much when NASDAQ's looking scary. And I'll be honest, right, I'm trying to find some good news in this, and I really can't do it. I just can't. You know, this is tough to see. Maybe like this is really what I was trying to hope for, right? Like we have a cluster of 4 lines. I don't know if I'm seeing the cluster, because you know, sometimes I say you go to the top, you go to the bottom, you go to the top, you go to the bottom. We're still kind of oscillating on the 100, right? Like that's still maybe a possibility. I think my fear really is it's this NASDAQ. This NASDAQ's looking shaky. Where's it even on the weekly? I mean, we're kissing the 8 now. What's the 8 at? 14,561. We're $30 over the 8. And the 20's under 14. No way. Nah, no way. 14,125. I was saying 14,225. Yeah, look, I mean, it looks like NASDAQ has some room to cool off, right? Like, I'm not here screaming like crash or anything silly, right? But the other thing I do want to note, and I know I have it here. Give me a second. I flashed the headline. Sorry, you know I don't like to scroll. Okay, what happened this morning? So everyone knows Powell, right? Jerome Powell is the one that runs the Fed. Jerome Powell is the one that makes the final rate decisions. Jerome Powell. There's this dude, I'll be honest, I've never heard of his name. His name is Tom Barkin, all right? This morning, Tom Barkin gave some hints that future rate hikes might be needed, all right? I went on to talk about this in a little more detail. Where is it? Dude, come on. I'm so bad at this. Was it this? Yes, this is what I was saying. Look, I actually read the whole news article too. This was an important thing. We ended last year. You can see this is a December 2023 headline with 3 rate cuts in 24. I think 3 is a bit much. I actually assumed 2 cuts. I really thought 1 was guaranteed at the start of this year. Now, all of a sudden, this Tom guy decides to say, you know what? We might have some rate hikes, actually. Get out of here. Now, all he's doing is casting doubts. That's all he's doing. He's not, I don't want to say his opinion doesn't matter. His opinion matters way more than me, right? But it's just some casted doubts. And hey, now it's a question of, are we going to see multiple cuts? Are we going to see a hike? You know, like there's just some uncertainty, right? And I think that is mixing in with a little bit of a scary NASDAQ, right? I'll flash the S&P 500. That's not looking beautiful. If it mimics NASDAQ, it's actually about to lose the 20 as well, right? And then Dow Jones is just a little bit behind this one. This one just lost the 8, right? Might come down to the 20 like S&P did, right? So there's some major market shakings right now. And when the NASDAQ's not doing well, when the S&P 500 seems like it's going to mimic it, very little has to do with SOUNDHOUND itself. You know what I mean? So this Friday sell-off, again, we talked about the last taxable day. We were kind of ignoring it. That, again, was maybe, let's see if the 100 moving average, like this is a scary candle today. You know what I mean? So, I don't think we're going to come down to 152. I think that's a little drastic. Man, it seems like we might be coming to this 180s. Maybe we come to 189, 190. Maybe we hit 173. I think those are kind of my lines down. Again, if the indices hold, completely different story, right? So I think that's kind of it here. I'll look at the weekly just to flash the weekly. Yeah, again, look, we're under the lines on the weekly, right? Not a good place to be. Obviously, we're under all the lines. The 200's up here on the daily. Not a good place to be, right? So let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, as always, hey, thank you so much.